a Salisbury steak recipe, which is sort of, Salisbury steak is sort of an old school, a ground beef dish that reminds me of my childhood when my mom, Dorothy, we got a shout out to Dorothy. She's been gone 3 years
Shout out
now,
to
but
Dorothy. Oh, I
yeah,
love that picture. Oh,
exactly.
oh.
And and my mom used to feed me, not all the time, but every once in a while. And in fact, it was sort of like a treat. She would feed me TV dinners, and my favorite TV dinner was the Salisbury steak. So you get like a little Salisbury steak with the mushroom gravy, and then you'd have like some mashed potatoes, and there was always like some either like peach or apple little like cobbler on the
thing.
side.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to start by making the Salisbury steak mixture. So Salisbury steak is ground beef. So it'd be like, it's burger meat. So I like to use like 80-20. And then we mix it with a couple of things. We have an egg. I'm going to add some Chipotle peppers, which are smoked jalapenos. And that's sort of the Bobby Flay flavor in there. Some breadcrumbs. And then I cooked off some bacon ahead of time because we're going to add bacon at the end. But I kept the bacon fat. I cooked some onions and garlic in the bacon fat because I want the bacon fat to sort of become part of the Salisbury steak as well. And then you mix this up. So it's somewhere between like a burger and meatloaf. It's somewhere in between, that sort of department. And then what I do is I form them into. You can form them in whatever shape you want, but I really want it to be sort of like an oval shape, so it doesn't look like a hamburger. You want it to look like a steak. It's like almost like the shape of a steak.
Ovals. They were always ovals in the tray.
Oh, exactly, oval like that. And then you want to let that cool, not cool. You want to let it chill for, I don't know, at least an hour or so, just so it kind of firms up. All the flavors kind of get together. And then we can bring it over to our stove. I'm going to say hello to you on this camera.
Hello.
And then in a cast iron pan, I'm going to just have a warm cast iron pan there, and I'm going to put the steak right into the pan. I'm going to let that get nicely seared. Might as well cook two of them. Got some hungry people here. And we're going to let those cook. So now this is one of those dishes, Rachel, that you don't ask people if they want it rare or medium rare. We want to cook these all the way through. Remember, there's some egg running through it. So it's definitely much more sort of like in the meatloaf department. And then we're going to make a sauce. So we have some mushrooms here. And I'm going to put a little bit of red wine. And then so basically what you're doing is you're making like a red wine and mushroom gravy. Obviously, I'm putting those smoked chilies in the meat. That's probably not part of the classic TV dinner recipe, but I have to do something to kind of make it my own.
You got to make it Bobby Flay, man.
After you finish with the gravy, you can make the gravy ahead of time. We take the steaks and we put the steaks right into the gravy.
Oh,
and
wow!
This is how you cook it. This is how you cook it through, and you just want to keep kind of flipping and turning it and flipping and turning it until the Salisbury steaks actually cook all the way through.
And the gravy thickens up a bit and reduces, and it all marries with the flavor. Oh my God.
You know all about it. Exactly. And I got it right here. So good. It's just one of those dishes, Rachel, where, it's just so incredibly satisfying. And I like to serve up mine with some mashed potatoes. I like to put a little buttermilk in my mashed potatoes for some tang, but you don't have to do that unless you really want to. And little scallions, of course. And remember, we talked about the bacon early on. So the bacon, we have some bacon that we cooked off ahead of time, and we use the fat to put into the meat itself, and then a little bit of parsley, of course. Yeah, exactly. And then some fresh thyme, and there you go, Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes. I mean, to me, that's Sunday dinner right there.
And the show is so hugely popular for so long, beat Bobby Flay, of course. And now it's in a book form with over 100 recipes. It's a beautiful book.